Hello, my name's Roy Bynum. I'm the inventor of the passive nuclear energy battery, the pne battery. I have a background of doing a lot of different technologies over many years in various different industries, including alternative energy. I've been working with it about 30 years. As a matter of fact, I have my own wind generator and solar array. But this project is dealing with what I was working with, a nuclear energy problem, and ran across an interesting phenomenon that the physicists will say does not work. As a matter of fact, this phenomenon, they don't teach in any of the schools. It's a aspect of nuclear energy that's been ignored for 60 years. You know, when you think of nuclear energy, you think of atom bombs. Or you think of these huge nuclear reactors that have massive amounts of very, very volatile radioactive material that have accidents like Chernobyl or Fukushima. Well, this phenomenon doesn't use high levels of radioactive material. As a matter of fact, it uses low-level, low-grade nuclear material to get electrical power from it, just like a battery. Now, this particular device, and this is patented, I filed a patent on this. This particular device is a tank with water flowing through it. It's registering about 9 liters per minute right now. It has 2 electrode plates that are acting just like poles on a battery. It has 2 magnets, one at the top, one at the bottom. It has some electrodes that act to pre-ionize the water going through this tank. This is the power supply for that ionization. This is the low-grade radioactive samples that I'm using to demonstrate this phenomenon and what makes this thing work. Off of the electrodes, I have a load and a voltmeter. Also a thermometer here indicating the temperature of the water. Now, one of the interesting aspects of this, if you'll note that right now there's a certain level of voltage in the voltmeter that's caused by the ions from this ionization being directed to these plates, acting as poles of the battery, positive and negative, showing a voltage, baseline voltage on the voltmeter. Now, look what happens when I put the low-level radioactive source in there. The voltage goes up. When I take it out, the voltage goes down. These sources are so small, they're 10 microcurie each. I ordered these over the internet, believe it or not. They're some of the least expensive, lowest level samples you can get. They use these in schools and various other things. Yet, it's enough that it will cause a deflection, a change, a rise in the voltage level of the current produced off of these poles in the voltmeter. The current going through that load is increased, indicated by the voltage, caused by the additional ions produced by these low-level radioactive sources in the water. Like I said, this is a phenomenon that has been ignored for 60 years. Normally they take the radiation and throw it away. Yet if we can take that radiation and turn it into a source of electrical power, think of a battery lasting 35 years in your backyard providing power for your house. Or think of a country who has all kinds of uranium ore but has problems getting it refined so they can build a nuclear reactor using that ore. Now they don't have to do that. All they got to do is get it to where it's chemically inactive and seal it and use it in a passive nuclear energy battery. I'm asking for funding on this, for the software to do the modeling, to do the mathematical models, to show the physicists how this works, and also to build larger models of this with slightly larger amounts of radioactive material to actually prove the phenomenon, to actually build a working battery that can supply an effective amount of electrical power. Now, this is DC power just like a regular battery, so to use it for a house, you got to go through an inverter and various other things. But the real key is this is free energy. This doesn't require any heat, doesn't require dangerous levels of highly reactive material. Again, hope for your support and your contributions and funding to make it possible to make this a reality to the world. Thank you.